Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to week 3 of the Ottawa After Hours Gaming League. Your friendly neighborhood caster Big Pie here. And tonight we have a very special match. Tonight we're going to be watching a game between Macmillan and Shopify, two teams that are 2-0 so far in the league, as well two teams that have got this far without losing a single game. So one of the two mighty teams will fall tonight. And we'll have to see who it is. So the players are, I believe, ready, and we might be able to jump right into the game this time, which would be very nice. But while we're getting to that, we might as well look at the standings as they are after the first 2 weeks of playing here. There we go. We see Shopify, Magmic, and Macmillan both are 2 wins, 0 losses. Artex Studios and QNX are somewhere in the middle of the bracket at 1 win, 1 loss each, and Bitheads, Adobe, and Phoenix are all 0-2. So the matches this week, Bitheads and QNX. Bitheads will be fighting it out to try and get their first win. Shopify and Macmillan, as I mentioned earlier, is going to be a big one. Two very good teams going to be going at each other on the stream. Magmic and Artec, two teams doing really well. That should be a good one as well. And Phoenix Solutions and Adobe, two teams both looking to get their first win. And there's me. So let's see if the players are ready. The Macmillan player is ready. And it looks like Shopify is ready as well. So I just have to tell them to make the game. Sorry for the dead air while I get things set up here. While we're waiting, another reminder. I figure I'll throw out 1 or 2 of these a week, but this is a charity event. We're looking to raise money for Child's Play, which is a charity that partners with children's hospitals, such as the CHIO Hospital in Ottawa, and it provides games and toys for children who are in long-term care at hospitals. So it's a really good cause, and if you feel like donating money, you can go to childsplaycharity.org and go check that out. And hopefully at the end we'll have a nice big total of money that we've raised from this event, and we'll have something to be proud of. Players here still haven't got their game going. Looks like the first map will be Shattered Temple. Not one that we see very often in in casted games. Not a huge tournament map, but a well-balanced one nonetheless, and one that should provide some interesting games. Players continue to evidently not know how to start a game. And at this rate, it looks like we may have to pull out MS Paint, but hopefully that's not the case. By the way, for anyone who caught that view of me, those were Gunner glasses, the MLG official gaming glasses that I had on there. Brought to me by good friends, in fact one of the players bribed me with these glasses, and that's the Macmillan player that we'll be seeing today. Alright, and it looks like I may have to start the game, so no, never mind. Okay, now we are getting into the game. We've got John Eng playing for the Macmillan team, playing Terran, and Zal, the Zerg player, is going to be playing for Shopify. So thank you for everyone who is watching the cast right now. You are all my very good friends. The game is starting. The countdown is at 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and we are going. Loading race now taking place, and it looks like, ooh, Zal wins the loading race. So here we are, game 1 of the match between Macmillan and Shopify. MLG Shattered Temple will be loading in just a moment, hopefully. Assuming things go right, which we all know that they never do. And there we are. At the south point in the map. Playing for Team Macmillan, we have John Eng spawning as the yellow Terran. And just across the gap at the west side of the map, we have Zal spawning as the red Zerg, playing for Shopify. Players exchanging pleasantries and starting off the game. Zal getting an early scout here with this Overlord. He'll be able to find John Eng. At least he will be in a minute after this light clears up. Lag should clear up any minute now. There we go. So, as I was saying, because they're in close air positions, Zal here will be able to scout John Eng right away. No need to send out that drone. A nice little bonus for Zal. It looks like the Shopify team actually playing today from the Shopify studio. So they probably get some sort of morale boost action going on, since they're all playing together, cheering each other on. Zal here with a scout. He just peeked in on this command center, and now he's moving his Overlord away. This doesn't allow John Eng to see that Zal is in close air positions, so John Eng is forced to throw out the scout, forced to use this SCV for scouting rather than mining. One play that John Eng could have done there would be to have sent out his scout, sent out a scout to this area here where the Overlord would be peeking in at just the right time. Unfortunately, he didn't get that off. Zal going with a very early hatchery. Looks like 15 hatch before any buildings. This is this is a common build for Zergs against Terran, especially on a 4-player map like this, where as you can see, John Eng is forced to scout around. He can't get right to Zal's base in order to throw down something like an early bunker. Though here we go, SCV of John Eng's now into Zal's base. John Eng, a very heavy pressure player, very big into harassment, so likely we'll see a bunker going down here, or the SCV will just dance around. There's the bunker. John following this up with a at least one Marine, possibly more. Yep, more are rallied out. And there's Zal's response. We've got 5 drones coming out. They should be able to take care of the SCV. Yeah, the SCV forced to retreat. Bunker doesn't get completed, but even then, Zal is forced to use these drones to peck away at the bunker. Zal is losing mining time at this point. It's frustrating. He may screw up his build order a little because of this. We'll have to see, though. It looks like Zal is keeping on top of things. He's got 8 Zerglings being produced. Maybe a bit of an overreaction. We'll have to see. Of course, Zal is not really aware of what John Eng has planned. So it's hard to tell. Ooh, Jonning completes the bunker, so we have Marines inside of a bunker just outside Zal's base. I guess it's a good thing then that he got these Zerglings built. And down goes the bunker. This large for this point in the game Zergling force able to take that out. Zal now getting his 2 queens. He'll probably at this point stick to macro for just a little bit at least. Start to get his drone count up to a nice comfortable level. Right now, yeah, 16 drones against 17 SCVs. So Zal has not been able to get, drone heavily this early in the game. So Jonning's bunker rush really served its purpose. Zal with this big force of links for this point in the game. They won't really be able to do anything unless John happens to lower a bunker or lower a supply depot at the wrong time. But even then, these Lings do get to control the map. More Lings being rallied out. Zal may play somewhat aggressively. We'll have to see what he's up to. No, he is building drones. These drones or these Zerglings will be able to deny a bit of deny Jonning map control and possibly deny an expansion if Jonning would choose to do that. However, given Jonning's style, most likely we'll be seeing aggressive one-base play before he decides to expand. Factory going down for Jonning. Meanwhile, Zal starting to get his gas production up and running. More so than he had before anyway. And a bit of a stalemate. Zal not able to attack. Jonning not able to attack. Reaper though being built. Not really a popular unit right now. But Jonning is sort of known for doing this kind of thing. Known for harassing with Reapers, so we'll see how well he does with that. This Overlord may be able to scout the Reaper, depending on the path that he takes, but it looks like that Reaper's got a nice straight line right into Zal's base. Layer Tech going up for Zal. And just now getting the metabolic boost for his Zerglings. Yeah, Zal really starting to take advantage of these 2 bases that he has, getting a lot of drones. 32 already with 8 more in production, so that would be 40 drones. And that's not at all terrible. Spore Crawler going up. Zal probably aware that Jonning's style is very much a harassment-based style, covering his bases, making sure that no Banshee is going to harass his mineral line unchecked. Spire going down now. Fairly standard time for that Spire. Zal as well getting these 2 extractors at his expansion. Looks like Zal is going to play heavily Muta-based in the mid-game here. Meanwhile, Jonning getting the Infernal Pre-Igniter upgrade, swearing, which is totally not cool. Not a cool thing to do. And getting a first expansion, or at least the command center for that expansion. So John with several Reapers now, but not doing any sort of harassment with them just yet. Building a force of Hellions as well. So perhaps some sort of multi-prong harassment is in the works here. Zal just getting his Baneling nest, preparing for that classic Baneling Muta army. And it looks like the Spire's done, so really this is a pivotal moment in any Zerg versus Terran game. Suddenly, as soon as Mutas come out, really the map control shifts heavily toward the Zerg player. They're able to harass very well with their Mutas. And here come those Mutas. Jonning does not have a lot of defense for this. No engineering bay to speak of that I have seen anyway. Oh, yeah, there is an engineering bay, never mind. But still, no turrets. Mutas are now just completing that first round of 4 Mutas. And this is generally the timing. 11 minutes is a pretty standard Muta timing, so I wouldn't be surprised if Jianing threw up some turrets to prevent that. Now we're seeing a fairly large Zergling force. Won't be effective really at all against this Hellion Marine composition that Jianing is moving around his base with. Reapers look like they're in position to attack. Unfortunately, the Mutas are also in position to attack, and it looks like they would cross paths if they decided to attack each other right now. Zal getting that third base up. Good timing for the third base now that he has map control with his Mutas and Zerglings. A lot of upgrades coming up for Zal. And Jianing as well. Both players, looks like, are just kind of hanging out, making sure that they're good to go for the next portion of the game. Ooh, small Baneling bust coming here from Zal. The depot is down, but it doesn't get blown up just yet. SCVs are around to repair it, so the Baneling bust fails and Zal runs away. Zal taking his fourth base, Jianing scouting this. Very good scout by Jianing. 30 lings actually being produced right now by Zal. His creep spread's starting to get across the map. 4 changelings heading across. Sure, why not? And there we go. They see the army of Jianing. They get taken out. John pursuing these changelings, stimming marines just to take them out. Down they go. That delayed Jianing's attack just a little bit. We'll have to see if that makes a difference. It doesn't look like it really will, though. These Hellions may get surrounded, which would be huge. There we go. Hellions get surrounded. Not very effective against the Zerglings, but the Marines, with their high DPS, are able to take out all of these Zerglings here. Zal right now may be in trouble. He's making Banelings in order to take out the Marines, but the Marines have spotted them. Those cocoons probably will go down before the Banelings morph. SCV here just chilling. Queen's going down. Spinecrawler almost finished. Marines not really shooting. Out come the Banelings, and these Marines are going to get exploded. Down they go. So Jianing's attack was thwarted. After the attack, we see 28 SCVs versus 41 drones, and 6 Mutas and 3 Banelings in terms of army for Zal. Jianing with just 11 Marines and 1 Marauder and a Hellion. So Jianing with an unusual composition here. Marauders not commonly seen in Zerg versus or Terran versus Zerg. Mutas now harassing the main of Jianing. Turrets going up. Looks like these Mutas might actually be able to attack the... No, a scan goes down in order to check that high ground. Mutas now coming to the expansion where Jianing is just starting mining. SCV is forced to run away into the bunker. And this command center is now officially under attack. Jianing trying to defend with these Marines. Unfortunately, they're pretty slow. Ooh, bit of miss micro by Zal. Will he lose any Mutas because of it? No, the Mutas all get out. Meanwhile, another small group of Mutas is coming to join the other group of Mutas, getting attacked by Marines just a little bit there. Zal is in a good position at this point in the game because he's got Jianing on the back foot. He's harassing Jianing, forcing him to stay in his base, and in the meantime, Zal has got his 3rd and 4th bases up and operational. Though he's not really taking advantage of this 4th base just yet. But still, Zal he's got map control and he's starting to use it, and that's a dangerous place for a Zerg to be in. Or a dangerous place for Jianing to be in, actually. A very good place for the Zerg to be in. SCV's still hanging out in this bunker. Jianing a little bit frazzled by this harassment. He's also supply blocked. Another command center going up, so Jianing, I think, knows at this point that he's behind in bases by a good amount. So he's got to pick up his production. Unfortunately, this command center is going to get sniped really quick by these Mutas. Infestation pit going down for Zal, so we'll either be seeing infestors coming up to deal with these large groups of Marines, or possibly some hive tech units in the near future. Zal, losing some Mutas, only really taking out turrets there, and not the best harassment though. Not surprisingly, that SCV building the command center goes down. Command center is forced to be cancelled. Funny new animation there on the cancel. And Zal now is starting to get good use of this 3rd and 4th bases, or at least the 3rd base, which is becoming saturated here. The gold base going to give him a ton of income. And speaking of income, yeah, Zal is way far ahead. 1900 income versus 900, over double Johning's income. And the gas income even worse, with over 3 times Johning's income for Zal. Zal is as well sprinting ahead in supply here at 135 to Johning's 78. Now 86. Johnning supply blocked very badly in this game. And that's going to cost him a lot, possibly even cost him the game, as these mutas are going to be flying into his base in just a moment. Very likely. There they go. And Johnning trying to defend with these small groups of Marines that he has, but this is starting to get to the point where these mutas are going to be unstoppable. See, they just tear through these Marines that try to defend in the main base. Going for the armory to prevent any Thors from being built. Thor's a great counter to mutaflox once they get to this size. Trying to take out some turrets there. Zal, though, taking a little bit of damage on his mutas, losing 1 or 2. The Thor is here, so there's a very good volley on Zal's mutas, and Zal, retreats with those mutas. 4th base now being starting to get saturated for Zal. Johnning still on those 2 bases, starting to get the 3rd base, or trying to get that 3rd base up. Rebuilding his armory and just now getting the combat shields upgrade for his Marines. Zaldo is starting to stream units across the map. Banelings being built, and just so many mutas. 1 muta goes down though. Ultralisk Cavern on the way from Zal. Things are going to get interesting. Johnning trying to move across the map with just a few tanks and some Marines and Marauders. Not a very good stim there. Taking a lot of damage. John does not have medevacs, so any damage on these units is permanent. Clumped up mutas, but the Thor does not take advantage. Meanwhile, Johnning's Marine force is getting melted by Banelings. And Johnning is out in the middle of the map when he really shouldn't be at this point. These mutas could swarm in at any minute. 22 Banelings, 24 Zerglings being built. Johnning is in trouble. And Zal is he's playing very well this game. Zal is playing a textbook Zerg style, taking the map, taking his 5th base now. And really just, getting this late game macro advantage and pummeling Johnning. Marauders stimming, trying to run away from mutas, but yeah, that stim only lasts so long. Really, at this point it looks like the only thing that could get Johnning back in this game is 1 or 2 ridiculously good Thor volleys that start to work down this now 20 muta swarm, with 6 more on the way. Johnning losing that starport, trying to fend off these mutas. Down goes the engineering bay. No more turrets in production for Johnning now. And it looks like Zal may be preparing for a final assault here. Getting a large Baneling Zergling force in his base, harassing yet again. This time taking out some building that I missed, and losing a few mutas in the process. Also looks like a Thor or 2 went down there. And here's the first Ultralisk, possibly the only Ultralisk, as no others are in production. Never mind that, 2 more in production now. Yeah, Johnning now just trying to deal with the mutas, spending a lot of his resources on missile turrets, on Thors, on Marines, and I don't even think he knows that these Ultras are going to be coming in a moment. And in come the mutas yet again. Ooh, good Thor volleys. Able to do at least a bit of damage to the mutas. Mutas retreating. Yeah, at this point, Zal really doesn't even have to harass with the mutas. He has such a supply lead. Now maxed out. Johnning just hitting 100 supply now. Looks like Macmillan are just a few moments away from losing their first game in this series. or in this tournament, and in this series as well. Here comes the army now. Huge Zergling, Baneling, Ultralisk, Muta force is going to be pummeling Jiangning in just a moment. Jiangning getting Vikings, which really won't be effective here. Perhaps guessing at a Broodlord tech that hasn't happened. Zal almost toying with Jiangning at this point. And here comes the army. Marines in this bunker trying to get something done. Baneling's coming everywhere, getting into this SCV line. SCV's exploding left and right. Ultralisks into the main base. Marines doing a good job taking those out, but these Mutas are trashing Jiangning's buildings. More Banelings coming in. They're headed for the Marines. And down go all of the Marines. Huge Baneling hits there. Jiangning left with just a few Thors and Marines, and hardly any base left at his natural. Zal smartly playing it safe, retreating even though he's just so far ahead. Yeah, now Zal realizes that that's all he has to do is attack move. GG from Jiangning. And Shopify goes up 1-0. Shopify now the only team in this tournament which is undefeated. So looking for updates from the other games that are being played at the moment. Looks like Artec is up 1-0 over Magmic. And that's the only score update that we have right now. Jiangning now in the process of choosing a map for the next game. Big Pie taking a drink of water because his voice is a little hoarse. And Jiangning choosing Metalopolis. So for the first time in the tournament, Macmillan is having to come back from a 1-0 deficit. We'll see what Jiangning is made of at this point. Of course, Macmillan with only one player, a team of one. Jiangning a ringer that Macmillan has hired just to play StarCraft. So how's everyone doing in the stream chat this evening? Okay, looks like Shopify has chosen Odie as their second player. A Protoss. The players look like they're ready. I'm ready, and I know you all are. And here's the countdown. And here's the loading screen. Johning with the superior computer. And it is once again lagging a little bit. Alright. Spawning at the top position, the 12 o'clock position as the yellow Terran, we have Macmillan's John Eng. And again in close air positions, at the 2 o'clock position, the red Protoss. Fighting for Shopify, we have Odie. This is the big one. Can John Eng come back from the 1-0 deficit and tie things up and give Macmillan a chance at this tournament, or will Shopify go undefeated in the first 3 rounds of this tournament? Odie going with the early scout after his first pylon, commonly used on 4-player maps such as Metalopolis. And speaking of Metalopolis, in case anyone's wondering why we are using the MLG maps for this tournament, they have a few small changes that make them a little bit more balanced for tournament play. For example, they have this neutral supply depot here lowered at the bottom of each ramp. These neutral supply depots stop people from doing early cheeses, for example, walling off with 2 pylons here, which would prevent John Eng from leaving his base early in the game. So these this MLG map modified slightly from the original version. Odie with good probe harassment now, not even taking any hull damage, forcing John Eng to juggle his SCVs around to build this barracks, getting a little bit of a delay on the barracks. Odie meanwhile getting his first gateway up, his first gas, and his second pylon, most likely a just a standard build from Odie. John Eng trying to deal with this probe in his base. Very frustrating to have a player who's good with probes like this, that's good at harassing SCVs or harassing any type of worker. John Eng sending that SCV out to try and attack the probe. This won't likely do anything. The Marine, on the other hand, should be able to take out the probe. Stutter step micro from John Eng, very nice, takes out the probe. And John Eng is now able to continue mining at full capacity. As well, now that the probe is dead, John Eng can start to decide his tech, start to put down any buildings that might give any scouting opponent an idea of what he's up to, now that his opponent is not scouting. Zealot trying to take out this SCV at the watchtower. The SCV is crafty though and gets away. This watchtower right here, because of the close air positions, is going to be a vital spot on the map. That's any traffic that goes between the 2 bases will be spotted by someone at that watchtower. John Eng throwing down his factory and getting his usual Reaper. Ooh, fast expand though, much earlier than we saw from the last game from John Eng. Odie in the meantime getting down 2 gateways and a Stargate, so likely we're going to be seeing some early pressure, 1 base pressure from Odie here. So a Void Ray timing attack, possibly. And that will be pretty effective against the build that John Eng is currently using, spending his resources on Reapers, which won't be very effective in stopping such an attack, spending his money on a command center, which obviously, seeing how it's not going to be a planetary, is not going to be effective at preventing any sort of attack. And throwing down a factory into a quick starport, so it looks like John Eng probably will be going for some Banshees here, unless we see the Infernal Pre-Igniter being built. Now, because that Infernal Pre-Igniter is not being built, it looks like likely Banshees from Jiangning, which really won't do very well against this Void Ray that Odie is putting out right now. Odie moving across the map with 4 Stalkers and a Sentry. He has his forward pylon down, so this attack will be coming out rather quickly. Void Ray now out. Jiangning does not have a lot of defense here. He does have a bunker filled with 4 Marines, but that probably will not be enough to stop this attack. At any rate, this command center that's sitting out well past the bunker, gonna go down. Odie warping in more Stalkers. Looks like it's gonna be a split attack possibly. Void Ray's coming in from the rear while Stalkers attack the front. Odie poking up the ramp, sees the bunker with the 4 Marines in it. Odie choosing to unify his army. And yeah, Jiangning pulling back with the now orbital command. Getting his defenses nice and solid. Unfortunately for Jiangning, this is a huge force. John just does not have the means to defend himself right now. That bunker is gonna try its hardest, takes out the sentry. Unfortunately, this is way more Stalkers than that bunker can handle. Viking coming out, which should be good. Jiangning swearing again. That totally uncouth of him, but it's kind of warranted right now because this is a bad position for Jiangning. This one Viking trying to take out the Void Rays. Unfortunately for it, 2 Void Rays beat 1 Viking. And Jiangning, I think, has given up here. Stalkers and Void Rays taking out. Jiangning, sorry that he let the viewers down. There's the GG. A heartbreaker for sure. As McMillan goes down 2-0 to Shopify. Shopify now going through the first 3 rounds without losing a single game, and watching them play, watching the caliber of the players that they have on this team, that is not at all surprising. Shopify is, from what I've seen anyway, this is the team to beat. So there you have it. McMillan with their first loss, Shopify with their 3rd victory. And Shopify now stands alone at the top of the bracket. Of course, Magmica, if they're to win their game, will be tied with Shopify. Ooh, score update from the game between Bitheads and QNX. QNX taking the game 2-0. So QNX now is 2-1. Bitheads down 0-3 in this tournament. Shopify celebrating in the channel after the victory. And let's see if we can get some updates from the other 2 matches. Alright, in the match between Adobe and Phoenix Solutions, Adobe is up 1-0. Second round of that match will be starting just a moment. And in the match between Magmic and Artec, we have no updates since the last time, so Artec still up 1-0. So I guess there you have it, folks. another quick match on the stream. And the story of this week is Shopify's incredible play. That's it's really getting to the point where it's going to be surprising if anyone even takes a match off of these guys. Of course, they are playing at their studio. They've got the team spirit. They've got the talent. So anyone who's on any of the other teams, I guess you guys are all going to have to step up. Well, I apologize for the quick series, but I'm going to have to sign off, I suppose. I suppose I could watch the match that's just starting. Let's find out. Asking the players now. Looks like the match actually had just started, so we are not able to get in on the match between Adobe and the team Adobe was playing Phoenix Solutions. Alright, so I guess that's it for today. So, before I sign off, one thing that I think I've been forgetting to do over the past few weeks is give a big shout out to Jason, Mr. Z, who's been organizing the tournament. It's been running very smoothly so far, which is really a credit to his great organization, his initiative to get this going. It's been a lot of fun for everyone involved, from what I've heard. So, huge thank you to Jason, Mr. Z. Alright, and I'm off. So this is Big Pie signing off. Hope you guys all have a good evening. I know I will, as I'm about to go play D&D. So take care, everybody.